Well done, boys. Looks like ice cold sushi for breakfast.
Audio Jungle.
Hi, my name is Juan Garcia, and today I'll be interviewing about peer pressure. Here is my first interview, Artur Morales. So let's start with, what does peer pressure mean to you?
Peer pressure is the influence of a member in a group that can affect the person's choice or decision when he's gonna decide about something.
Okay. Do you think peer pressure can be seen in a positive light?
Yeah, it can be helpful because when a person's gonna decide about something and it could be wrong, peer pressure can help him realize that he's not doing it right, and he might realize it on time before he does the bad thing and he does the right thing.
Okay. Can you think of any instances where peer pressure has significantly changed your life or the lives of your peers?
Audio Jungle.
No, to be honest, I have never been in a situation like that.
How can peer pressure be handled?
I mean, for me, I will handle peer pressure like if I'm in a group that is toxic, that is not influencing anything good about me, about my personality, about my situation, about me. I would just live because it's not worth it, you know.
Right? Do you think teenagers are the only ones vulnerable to peer pressure?
No, I think it's in general. I think it's not only teenagers. It's also like grown men and kids. It's in all ages.
Okay, that would be all for the interview. Thank you.
No problem.
I will continue with the interview about peer pressure. Here is Laura Orozco. So let's start with, what does peer pressure mean to you?
Peer pressure means to me when others' opinions and thoughts voice over my own, and I speak my mind through theirs.
Do you think peer pressure can be seen in a positive light?
Yes, I think in certain situations, people can be peer pressured into doing something that will help them and be good when they can't do it on their own.
Can you think of any instances where peer pressure has changed your life or the peers?
Yes, there was this one time where I was peer pressured to doing something that changed not only the way that people saw me, but the way my life just changed in general. I lost a lot of things that I used to love, and I lost people's trust by being influenced into doing something I didn't want to do or knew wasn't right.
How can peer pressure be handled?
I think peer pressure could be handled by stopping and listening to what others are telling you, and then also thinking for your own. And then also, if you can't think for your own, I think also going to someone else, maybe an adult or someone that you know you can trust, that will always put you first and will always try to find the best for you and just help you in come up with your own way to solve things and deal with things rather than being influenced by someone else's thoughts.
Alright. Do you think teenagers are the only ones vulnerable to peer pressure?
No, anyone can be vulnerable to peer pressure. It can happen when you're older or even when you're younger. Being an adult, for example, you may be looking for this amazing job, but in order to get this job, your boss is peer pressuring you into doing something that you know isn't right. And just for the job, you're willing to do it. It's not right, but you're being peer pressured just to go for it. So yeah, I think anyone can be vulnerable to peer pressure. Even older people can be vulnerable by their own children. Their children are peer pressuring their parents to doing certain things, maybe being put into maybe doing things that they know they shouldn't for their kids, because their kids are telling them, they're pressuring them into doing something they're not, because they're older, they don't know better. And I think that's what's best for them.
Right? Thank you. That will be all. Here is Mati. He's gonna answer in Spanish. I will be asking in English, just to let you know. So let's start with, what does peer pressure mean to you?
Para mí la presión social significa cuando un individuo es obligado o tiene que hacer las mismas cosas que el grupo para incluir y encajar en él.
Okay. Do you think peer pressure can be seen in a positive light?
Sí, porque es dependiendo con qué tipo de grupo tú te juntes, porque el grupo no necesariamente tiene que hacer cosas malas, puede hacer cosas buenas como ayudar a la comunidad y etc.
Okay. Can you think of any instances where peer pressure has significantly changed your life or the lives of your peers?
Tengo varias, pero no me gustaría contarlas porque son cosas muy fuertes y no me gustaría quedar mal en la cámara.
Okay. How can peer pressure be handled?
A través de reconociendo tus errores, reconociendo todo lo que has hecho y trabajando en eso en el futuro para mejorar tu forma y tu personalidad.
Okay. Do you think teenagers are the only ones vulnerable to peer pressure?
No necesariamente, no. Esto no es un tema solo de adolescentes, también eso puede ser en el trabajo, en el colegio. Más que nada pasa más en el trabajo porque tú estás obligado a seguir unas normas que tú tienes, como tu jefe que te manda a hacer un trabajo y tú tienes que seguirlo igual que todos. O sea, tienes que hacer proyectos y varias cosas, como lo que ustedes están haciendo ahorita.
Okay. Muchísimas gracias, Matías.
So what's your name?
Victor Rose.
And what does peer pressure mean to you?
Peer pressure means when like others around you try to get you to do something that you're not really comfortable doing.
Okay, so what's your name?
Martin.
And do you think peer pressure can be seen in a positive light?
Basically, to me, peer pressure is basically just pressuring someone to do negative things that they don't want to do. So in other words, there is no positive way on putting peer pressure. If they're both meaning the same thing as negativity. You tell them to do something, they don't want to do it. Yeah, it could be for positive, to benefit like what they want to do. But a majority of the time, it's just got a bad name of itself. Peer pressure, got no positive definition.
Okay, so what's your name?
Matthew Alvarez.
And do you think that teenagers are the only ones vulnerable to peer pressure?
No, not really. Because like adults could always be like like dragged into like drinking for no reason with their friends.
So what's your name?
Travis Trump.
And how do you think peer pressure can be handled?
Peer pressure can be handled by talking to your loved ones and your family about the issue that you're facing, and just learning to be yourself and not listening to others.
What's your name?
Nicholas Diaz.
And why do you think it is so difficult to say no to peer pressure?
Because some people don't want to be judged by their peers, and they don't want to disappoint them either by their actions.
Your name?
Kevin Rodriguez.
Can you think of any instances where peer pressure has significantly affected you or the life of your peers?
I had friends who tried drugs and it made all the grades bad, and it made the performance at school overall worse.
Oh, what's your name?
Nicholas Horn.
And what does peer pressure mean to you?
Basically what it means to me, or my definition of it, is when your peers or your friends or students around you basically pressure you into doing things that maybe you don't want to do yourself. And, you know, it ends in
not very positive events going down.
Say your name, please.
My name is Sophie Valindana. And I'm Shakira Gomez.
Okay, the question is, can you think of any instances where peer pressure has significantly altered your life or the life of your peers?
Well, in theater or in drama, you use peer pressure to like help the people that are about to go up on stage to let them know that they're going to be great, that they have to go, that they're going to shine even though they feel nervous and kind of stuff, and like projects and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, I feel like I'm always being peer pressured when it has to do with choosing classes for next year. Like, people are always telling me, no, choose this or that, or the teacher's terrible, and I'm like, why can't I choose a class because I want it? Everyone just has to judge the class before I even take it, and it scares me away. So in the end, I don't even take the class.
Say your name, please.
My name is Haley.
Okay, Haley, why do you think peer pressure is such a strong influence in a student's life?
I think peer pressure in a student's life is really strong because of how consistent it can be in a school environment. It has you can see small doses of peer pressure, just like normal day conversations, that some people see as joking, but really it's not joking. And people tend to just kind of let it happen, and that's why it's so strong. That's it. Stop the camera.
Say your name. Alright, do you think that peer pressure can be seen in a positive light?
I think that peer pressure can be seen in a positive light only because if someone is doing something bad, you could pressure them to do something good. But at the same time, it's more seen in a negative light because of the connotation of peer pressure.
Alright, do you think that teenagers are the only ones that are vulnerable to peer pressure?
No, I think adults also feel pressure to fit in with people that they work with and spend their time with, so they do the same thing.
Yeah. Say your name, please.
Christina.
Alright, well, Christina, why do you think it's so difficult to say no to peer pressure?
Because you took the initiative to bond with the wrong person in the wrong group and to go to the wrong place. Therefore, an inevitable consequence is to abide with peer pressure.
Alright, thank you.